speak on it type of topic. And we're going to get into it. Shout out to everybody that's here. Make sure y'all like the stream, man. Share the stream because I got some real shit to say. Shout out to the moderators, the channel members, the people that donate and support, the people that just, send me stuff or just message me to say, hey, what's going on, man? I appreciate all that. I really do. There's something going on, man. It's there's just so much that's going on. I don't think a video could do it justice. I don't even know if a live stream can do it. It's almost like a conversation that needs to continues to need to be had, My purpose when I first got to YouTube was to speak to men about the issues that we face, right? But what I'm seeing from these Generation Z guys, man, these guys have been propagandaed so much that they believe that they should take the law and take things into their own hands. Not even the law. They think they should take their feelings and go and shoot up places whenever they're in their feelings. Now, before I went live, I got sent something. I believe it was from Brian here in the chat. Shout out to you. That this person is actually, I already thought this, but apparently this person, Salvador Ramos, is a part of the alphabet community. He's a trans, right? What does that tell you about the mindset of this freak? Because that's exactly what this person is, a freak. He's a loser. He's a social misfit that decided to go shoot up a bunch of children because he hated himself. Now, what happened in Buffalo was bad. And that weighed on me too. That's why I'm doing the stream now. That's why I'm doing the stream now. Because it weighed on me. And when this happened, 19, 20 children dead. For what? Because your feelings was hurt? Where's the alphabet community? This was one of your own. You can pretend not to claim them all you want to. This person did this because they hated themselves and they felt like doing this just cause. And this moron killed his grandmother. Hold on a second. Shout out to everybody, sir. This person, Salvador Ramos, if that's his name, apparently was a part of the trans community. I got the article. I got the photos. I'm going to show it. Make sure y'all like the stream. This person decided to go and shoot up an elementary school. Now, according to someone here in the chat, they said that he lived close by the elementary school. This insane wannabe female took the life of his grandmother. You know why he took life of his grandmother? Because she tried to stop him from doing what he was doing. I'm pretty sure the grandmother had a clue. That's why, maybe the grandmother should have alerted somebody. He was posting stuff on social media to let, just to brag about the guns and, the weapons that he had. People are going to make this into a gun grabbing issue. I don't think this is a gun grabbing issue. Do I think that they should find ways to keep random people from getting those type of guns? Yeah. Don't mean you should start grabbing them. This was a sick, mentally ill person who thought he was a female. Okay? This was a sick individual. And that's the thing about these Gen Z guys, man. These guys are not being raised properly. Social media is raising them. This is why they're trying to change their gender, because they see other people on TikTok do it. They see these grown men with mustaches wearing makeup, and they think that's the coolest thing ever. You know why? Because they don't have any friends. They don't have anybody to talk to. They don't have any males in their life. Shout out to Robert. I understand why these teachers are quitting. Public schools, and again, you cannot secure every school, right? It's clear that this guy knew what he was doing. He knew his way around the premises. Maybe he went there as a kid and knew where to go. I mean, to take the life of that many people lets you know he knew exactly where to go and where they would be. We are at a moment where a lot of these young males, because just like what happened in Buffalo, that was an 18-year-old. Something is seriously wrong with these Gen Z males, man. We talk about the Gen Z females, right? We talk about the millennial women, the millennial, the millennial males, but there's something going on with these younger people. Now you see why people don't even want to have children. But stuff like this have been going on, not all the time, but here and there. We've seen these school shootings. We've seen it. And this is why, again, a lot of times if you're going to send your children to school, you might want to send them to a private school. Those schools are a lot more secure. You don't see shootings in private schools. You don't see bad teachers in private schools. You don't see just the chaos that you would in a public school. You got teachers that didn't even want to go back to work, like after the CV lockdown. They didn't want to go back to work. They hate working there. I think that parents should not have to worry about their children when they send them off to school. They shouldn't have to worry about their children being bullied. They should shout out to Kill the Captain. They shouldn't have to worry about their children being bullied. They shouldn't have to worry about, weirdo teachers trying to tell them that they're a different gender. And they shouldn't have to worry about one of these insane wannabe females who don't know what he is going in that school with a gun with the express purpose to end the life of these children. Why? Because you hate yourself? You hate yourself, so you want to take the lives of these children and injured countless others. I would not be surprised that guy has been on that campus just roaming around. But I bet you the mainstream media is not going to bring up who he really is and what he represents, because it's going to make a certain group of people look bad. You know what? I don't care. You can try to push this gun grabbing solution all you want to, but it's not going to fix the issues that we have in this society. In this society, we're going nowhere fast, especially in the West. In the West, we are on a steep decline. I wanted to not believe that. I wanted to believe that we weren't on this steep decline. But we are on a steep decline, people. We are on a steep decline because you got a lot of out of wedlock children being born and raised. We got a lot of males who, let's be real, they're out here creating, families, and a lot of times they don't marry those women. They don't really create anything with those women. But you know why that doesn't happen? Because they are choosing women that they don't really want to be with long term, that they only see as a side piece or a jump off or a short term girlfriend Too many of the wrong people are procreating to the point to where those children don't even get raised by either one of them. That child is being raised by the grandmother. This trans idiot was living with his grandmother and took her life. Shout out to KlLLING. This trans moron was living with his grandmother and took her life. That's how much he repaid her for taking him in. Let's get into this article here from the NY Post. Said, what we know so far about Salvador Ramos, the suspected Texas shooter. 18-year-old gunman who allegedly shot and killed 18 school children and 2 adults at a Texas elementary school cryptically messaged a stranger, "I'm about to," just hours before he opened fire. Salvador Ramos identified the suspect of the incident at Robb Elementary School on Tuesday. Texas Governor Greg Abbott said he was ended by police after the incident. Again, he was a guy that didn't care. He didn't care about his own life. If you don't care about your life, do the world a favor, okay? Turn that gun around, not pointing it at children, okay? And I'm not advocating any violence, but this guy should have fixed his own problem instead of running up in that elementary school like a coward. Because y'all notice he didn't go to no high school. He did it at an elementary school. Because that's how much of a coward he is. That's why he didn't know whether he was a male or a female. He didn't know whether he was a male or a female. That's why he was so much of a coward to run up in that elementary school and do that, because they weren't going to fight him back. It wouldn't surprise me if the high school that he went to or around the surrounding areas probably have security there, armed security. Or they had other males that probably would have kicked his ass. So you go to elementary school like a coward because you don't want that smoke with males your age. Just an absolute joke. Ramos, who attended the town's high school, reportedly shot his grandmother before driving to the school armed with a handgun and possible rifle, Abbott said. An Instagram account believed to be Ramos contained photos and weapons and selfies of himself. The account with the username, I guess, Salvador _ was taken down after Abbott released the name of the suspect. Why did they take it down? Why don't you just leave it up? Why are you taking it down? Well, you didn't want people to see this? Because they'll figure out how and why he did what he did? You didn't want people to see who he was following and who was following him? That's weird. Why you took his page down? People deserve to know who did it. What you want to hide? You want to hide his identity? You got this sick weirdo. You got this sick weirdo roaming around elementary school with weapons, and you talking about taking his page down. Why? Did you afraid what people would find out? Yeah, he texted somebody and they didn't tell anybody. Didn't tell a soul. It's unbelievable, man. I'm telling you, man, that there's something going on out here. There's something going on, man, with these males. And honestly, man, we are at a very crucial moment in our society. And like, what are the answers? I think the answers are that we need to strengthen these communities, not always rely on the police. Communities need to police themselves. We need to get communities that have better communication with the people. The thing is that people find out information and they hold on to the information. Either they don't want to get that person in trouble or they don't think it's a big deal. Listen, if somebody's putting out pictures of themselves with weapons, it's a big deal. Now, let me show y'all this article here. This was sent to me right here. Shocking details on Salvador Ramos, a trans behind the Texas elementary shooting. This is what I was talking about, people. This is what I was talking about. Now, this was sent to me. I believe it is legit, but I just wanted y'all to see what the pictures here. Look at this confused person, man. This is, let's see. Look at this. Weird, confused, don't know what he is. Look at this. This is the person that ran up in that school and did this. They're not going to show you this on the mainstream media. I'm showing it to you. This is what's going on. This person felt like it was their duty to go prove a point. To go run up in that school and shoot them children. Because of the propaganda. Because they want to say, hey, look at Texas. Look at them. They're trying to keep women from having from having abortions. Look at how they treat gays and trans people. And then you got these lone losers that go and commit these crimes. Okay? All we missing is a TikTok and a Tumblr. That's all we missing right now. All we missing is a TikTok and a Tumblr. That's all we missing right now. If we had a TikTok and a Tumblr, it would be a complete picture. Right? Put it up on Libs of TikTok. Let the cringe ensue. I'm telling you, man, something is in the water with these Gen Z and these millennials, especially these Gen Zers, man. Something is in the water. I'm telling you, man. They're weaponized. These teenagers are growing up confused, lonely, angry. And you got, look at the guy that hopped on stage and attacked Dave Chappelle. He was another male who, quote unquote trans, but he claimed to be bi. That's another one. Weaponized by social media. Dave Chappelle hates trans people. He makes jokes about the gay community. You need to say something. You need to do something. In his mind, in their weird mind, they feel like they need to go do something. And that's what happens. But look at this guy, man. Look at this guy. What they want to do is they want to act like, oh, they would never do anything like that. They want everybody to believe that only straight heterosexual males are out here just shooting up stuff. Or out here attacking people. The alphabet community has been wilding out for a while now, but nobody wants to say anything. Nobody wants to say anything. But you need to say something now. Over 20 children lost their life. You need to say something. Because this should have never happened. This should have never happened. This weirdo should have never did what he did. This weirdo ended the lives of children that had nothing to do with his insanity. You hate your life? Well, that's up to you to deal with, not anybody else. You hate yourself? You need to deal with that. Why would you go and attack children that had nothing to do with your mental illness? I don't care if you like to wear dresses, but that doesn't mean you need to go out there and take the life of other people. This is where we at. He's part of the gay LGBTQYNG community. Yes, he is. You want to see? Let me show you with his flag. Hold on, where is that? Look at that. Look at that. Straight off of they say source is Reddit. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that flag. Look at him. Don't even know who he and what he is. And this is the person that did this. All this chaos because you're mentally ill. All this chaos. All this chaos. Because you're screwed up in the head. You took the life of your own grandmother. This is where we at, people. This guy was crazy. He was a lunatic. And he took the lives of those children because he was such a coward. He couldn't deal with his own pain and his own situation. Yeah, he's a Latino male. He's a Latino male. And he went out, like a sucker. He didn't go out in glory. He went out like a loser. He will always be the child killer of Texas. He is going to be forever known as the child killer of Texas. You're not going to, your own community won't even acknowledge you unless people say something on social media. These are, what happened in Buffalo was bad. It really was. It was still on my mind even after the fact. But this made it just worse. When you're somebody that is all about your energy and all about maintaining your energy, these type of things weigh on you, man. And people have no idea how much these things weigh on you. It really does. It shows you how much life don't mean anything to these other people. They care more about their pets than they do human life. If you don't adopt a pet, you're considered a bad person. That's how insane people have gotten. And you wonder why your country can't win a war with anybody? The males have gotten weak. The women have gotten delusional. And the children have no confidence, no self-esteem. They're being raised by tablets and cell phones. The energy right now is just bad. We got insane people who are running this country right now who want to destroy the world just to defeat one country. They'll destroy everything just to defeat one country. Don't matter how many people's lives get lost. It's funny how these abortionists all of a sudden they want justice. They want something to be done, but you were just supporting abortion. You were basically saying F them kids. Now all of a sudden you care about the kids? That's what's funny. All these blue check mark celebrities, now all of a sudden they care about the children. You didn't care about the children a week ago when you were for aborting. Let them women abort their kids. No matter if the child is almost due. But now the blue check marks care about the children. Since when have y'all cared about the children? I thought y'all care more about abortion than you care about them kids. Now the blue check marks are, oh my God, we have to do something. This has to stop. Yeah, sure. We need to stop black on black shootings. We need to stop the horrible politics that are ruining communities. The policing has gotten worse. We need to talk about this epidemic of children being raised in single parent households. Nobody wants to talk about that. We just want to ignore that. You blue check mark celebrities, y'all don't impress me. You're fake, and I'm saying, I don't say it's fake outrage, but Again, a week ago, y'all was like, let them women abort their kids. But now y'all care about the kids? Y'all care about the kids now. When y'all were just talking about let the women abort their kids. But now you care about the children. Shout out to everybody that's here. Shout out to the moderators, everybody that's here. Appreciate y'all being here, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button. I honestly, man, I don't know if there is an answer. I don't know if there is an answer, to be honest with you. Because all it takes is one lunatic to do these things. That's all it takes. All it takes is one lunatic. So no matter how strict your laws are, there always going to be one insane person. Listen, crazy people tend to know how to get past certain things, right? The crazier the person, the more clever they are. Jay, some of those pictures may not be him. If they aren't him, then I can say, you know what, that was my bad. But I mean, y'all can look at the pictures for yourself. He had a whole social media before they took it down, so it was probably on there. Cause I'm. Okay, yeah, they were fake. My fault. They were fake. They were fake. Okay, I got a message. They are fake. Okay, those pictures are fake. So there's not him. Okay. You said it is him? Okay, Ernest, you said it is him? Cause I'm getting a message saying they're not him. Hold on. Let me check. But why they okay? They have one source from they got one from Reddit, and they got another. It said this is okay. Let me see. We've learned images used in the first place of misleading our readers, and thanks for the comments to make us aware. Oh my god, man! This looks like a cleanup job to me. Listen, let me tell y'all this. You say that's him? So why are they trying to say it's not him? They're saying the pictures with him and the flag, they're trying to say it's not him, but they got multiple. Man, come on, man. Hold on. Let me read something. Hold on. Man, they know that that's him. That, man, come on, man. It looks like damage control. Let's see. Oh, they doing damage control. Okay. But why is it still up on your website? Hold up. They still got the pictures on the website. Why they still got the pictures on the website? I mean, you can always go back and edit an article. I've made articles before. You can always go and take them out. Why are they still there? Obviously, it's not fake if it's still there. Man, the photos is still up. Man, come on. The photos is up, man. Come on, man. Why is the photo still on their website then? Obviously, it's still on the website because y'all know it's him. Because y'all would have took it off. Sources, anti-fascist archive. Man, that's him, man. Whatever, man. Listen. They're trying to play damage control. We're not going to let them. Listen. We know what community he's from. Go on Twitter. We know what community he's from. Y'all not going to be able to you're not going to be able to just put this off as just some crazy kid that did. No, this guy had an agenda. He had an agenda. That's why he did what he did. They're trying to say, no, he's not a part of the gay community. Okay. But you still got the photos on the website, but these are fake? Yeah, right. Why the photos still there? Because you believe it's real. Okay, I'm seeing where they're saying that is him. But they're saying the picture with the long hair isn't him. The guy has long hair in his pictures. That could have been pictures when it was shorter. Okay, so a couple of those pictures are him. I think 3 of the 4 they're saying is him, but the one with the black shirt and the skirt, they're saying that's not him. But he's still a part of your community. He's still a part of that community. He's still a part of that community. Claim this guy. Claim this guy. Y'all don't want to claim him because it looks bad on y'all. Listen, wrong is wrong. If somebody black does something, they're wrong. If somebody white does something, they're wrong. Especially mass shootings. Like the idiot, the Buffalo shooter, you can tell he didn't want to die. That's why he went peacefully. This other guy, I think he wanted to be killed. I really do. But the Buffalo shooter went quietly because he didn't want to die. That's why I believe they should get him the death penalty, even though they don't have death penalty in New York. I still believe they should find a way to put him on death row, even though they don't do that in New York. But yeah, but they don't want to claim him. Let's go back. They trying. I think they're trying to say this isn't him, but they're saying this basically is him. But they're saying this isn't him. Whatever. Okay. Whatever. We know, listen, we know what community he's from. Y'all can try to hide it, but we know who he represent. We know who he repping. Okay? Y'all trying to throw it under us, say, hey, he ain't with us. Yeah, he is. Where's that manifesto? We need to see that manifesto. I'm pretty sure he got one. Where's the manifesto? We need to see a manifesto. Buffalo shooter had a manifesto. The Buffalo shooter had a manifesto. This jackass should have a manifesto. No, the Texas shooter, he's dead. They killed him. But the Buffalo shooter, yeah, he's still alive. He did not want to die. The Buffalo shooter wanted to go peacefully. He did not want to lose his life. 20 children have lost their life, and that was the count. This is where we are, people. I want y'all to understand these are the times we are in, man. We have poor leadership in the United States. We have a lot of people who are not doing the job properly of raising their children. That's why the children are with the grandmother. Let's go to Twitter, man. Whew. Talk about a cesspool. Let's go to Twitter, man. Let's go to Twitter. According to the Washington Post, the Texas shooter was bullied as a child, grew up increasingly violent. Okay, so why doesn't he get into sports? I mean, why don't he get into UFC? Why doesn't he get into boxing, bodybuilding? Put that anger to use. Not go and pull up at an elementary school and shoot up the place. Who cares if he was bullied? There's a lot of people who've been bullied before. They don't use it to be. I mean, they probably had been violent. They probably were used to fight a lot, but they don't go and take other people's life. Now, you do have instances where, these guys will go and kill other people, but there are other guys or females that have been bullied, but they're able to use that in the right way. You know, shout out to Long Story Short. Looks like Michael Jackson's son blanket. Oh, jeez. All right, man. Appreciate it. So they're gonna use he was bullied as a child. Next thing you're gonna know, he's abused. They're gonna use all that. Yeah, why don't you learn martial arts? Why don't you get into boxing to protect yourself? This is one of the victims. This is the father of one of the Parkland school shooting victims. Listen to a little bit of this.
What they do, the way they politicize guns and violence, led us to this day where, and I don't know what the latest number is. I think we have 14 dead parents.
Well, he is right. We need to stop politicizing guns. Stop using these children's death to gun grab, because that's exactly what these politicians are gonna do, especially you Democrats, you gun grabbers. That's exactly what they want to do. They want to utilize this for political gain.
Loved ones who their world is spinning, who right now have to think, how am I going to plan a funeral? Who right now have to think, what kind of casket? Who right now have to think, all I did was send them to school, and I have to plan their funeral. And I have to write a eulogy. I have to comfort those who I love, my other children, my spouse, my friends, my neighbors. I have to figure out how to go forward. I'll be honest, Nicole, it took me a good solid 24 hours before my world stopped spinning to the point where I really kind of grasped what was happening. I am simply going to say this to the families there.
Yeah, it's definitely fair use, people.
You're going to go through pain. It's not right, and it shouldn't be. But I am here for you, and others will be here for you. You will be okay. You will find a path forward. But for the next bunch of days and weeks, you have to get through this horror, because people failed. I'm done. They fucking failed our kids again. Okay, I'm done. I've had it. You know, how many more times? Are we, and we're going to sit back. I'm going to listen to that governor of Texas talk about why he pushed to fight for laws in Texas that made it easier for the guns to be had by those who want to kill? How many more times? I'm sorry, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. You know, but you know what? Tomorrow, I'm going to wake up. We're going to keep fighting, because as long as there's people like you and people like Senator Murphy, and, you know, I look on the House, they're trying to pass things. I look at a president who will sign legislation that makes it to his desk. This was predictable, but it was also preventable. Sadly, the next one that's going to happen is also predictable if we keep doing nothing.
My thing is this, though. What exactly are you looking? And I understand where he's coming from, but what exactly are you looking for these states to do? Now, you could make it tougher to get certain type of guns. Now, everybody shouldn't be walking around here with assault rifles, you know, but you can get them anywhere. You can get them, you can buy them, you can take them from this state to this state. It's very difficult to legislate that if they're not caught. Now, if you're caught with a gun like in New York, they make you suffer if you ain't got no license, you know. But honestly, what exactly are they looking for these states to do? That's one of the things I want to know. Because this should not be politicized. This both parties should be able to say, you know what, we should all collectively look into what we could do. But it just seems to me this is going to be politicized. Like, he's going at the governor. Listen, school shootings can happen anywhere. Okay, they're not exclusive to Texas. Okay, there are states with tough gun laws and there's still shootings. Look at Chicago. I mean, don't they have strict gun laws? Look at how much shootings go on every weekend. Shout out to Jamie St. Patrick. He did this to kids, fam, kids. No need for his background or trauma. If it was one of us who did it, none of the extras will be brought up. Yeah, they don't care about that, unless it's these type of situations where they're trying to lessen how much of a bad guy he is. Shout out to Jaden Whedon. Saying stop politicizing guns isn't going to help. Both sides of the political spectrum are doing nothing about guns, not just one side. Again, that's why I say it doesn't matter what party you're from. You should all seek to figure out a way to make it very difficult for people to get certain type of guns. But they are politicizing it. The Democratic Party politicizes it, whether y'all want to accept that or not. Or you got to go look at their campaign in 2020, and 2018. Go look at what they campaigned on. Beto O'Rourke, whatever you call it. What I'm saying, they campaigned on we gonna be snatching guns. They campaigned on it. That's why they lost.
Can give the buff shooter death pen if he is charged by Fed court as a terrorist, not state. I think Boston Marathon bomber is getting death pen.
Appreciate that. Long story short, they could do that. That could be an option for them. Well, this is Steve Kerr. This is what Steve Kerr had to say. When are we going to do something? Steve Kerr shouted, trembling with anger. He said, in light of the Texas shooting, the school shooting, that he didn't want the trivial matter of sports to overshadow yet another horrific and almost uniquely American event. Come on, man. See, now you're saying that this is something that happens only in America. I don't think so, bro. But has this happened, I would say, publicly? Because, I mean, worse happens in other countries. There are countries that are selling people as slaves. So school shootings are a horrible thing. But yelling at a press conference isn't going to solve anything either. Shortly after the nation's latest mass shooting, which killed 19 children at an elementary school in Texas, the California State Senate passed a bill to allow private citizens to file suit against makers or sellers of untraceable ghost guns. All right. So you're going to sue the gun makers? I mean, the military creates weaponry every year that they sell privately. So you're going to sue them? Laura Ingraham blasts Biden's despicable attempt to add a political, politicizing of this situation in the wake of the Texas school shooting. Says any politician who exploits tragedy for political gain should be ashamed. Any politician, I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, or somewhere in between, you're seeking to use what happened today to help yourself, you should be ashamed. Steve Kerr. What a showman. There's a lot of people reacting. Yeah, this is tough, man. This is tough for everybody involved, man. Yeah, there are ways that they need to only sell guns to people who, well, is of an older age. You got to be 21 to drink, right? Or to buy alcohol. You should be older than 18, or you should be at least in your 20s before you can ever buy any type of gun in America. I think that should be for sure, no matter where you buy it from. And all these guns need to be traceable. They need to be traceable, and you get information on the people, driver's license, address, phone numbers, you know what I'm saying? Just because, I mean, they make you file paperwork. Some states, I know the state I'm in, they got paperwork for damn near everything. You know, you got to give them all types of credentials, everything to get certain things done. They should make it just as tough to get guns. They should. But a lot of times, man, these people want to make a quick buck, so they will go and get a bunch of guns and start selling them. And as long as you can buy them, you can get them. But yeah, man, this is where we at. Yeah, I'll take a few phone calls. Why not? Don't stay on the line too long, people. I think I've said enough. I know there's a lot of people that's going to want to chime in on this. Oh, yeah, they should do mental evaluations for people getting guns, too. I think mental evaluations would work as well. People need to be mentally evaluated. Oh no, Steve Kerr not gonna talk about that because China make a lot of money with China, man. Of course they're not gonna talk about that. Yo, what's going on? Oh boy, let me go and check out the audio. Let me work on the audio real quick. I guess it's been a while since I've used it. Yo, what's going on?
Yeah, you can hear me pretty well?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. What's up?
Oh yeah, something I will. No, I wanted to say that yeah, man, I think this is a sign, change is inevitable, man. I think this is a sign to all parents that we gotta take our education, our children's education and safety back into our hands. You cannot leave your children's safety and education in the hands of the government and these public school systems.
Yeah.
Parents are gonna have to stop being lazy, start homeschooling or sending your child to private schools that you vetted very well. Stop just dropping your kids off to public schools and then expecting them to do all the work. So change is inevitable. You see that your kids are not safe in public school systems. Stop trusting the school systems. But these parents are very lazy, and I feel like the parents we have to start holding parents accountable too.
Yeah.
Stop being lazy. Take control of your children's education and safety. And that's my whole point of view.
Okay. All right, Samurai. Appreciate that, man. All right.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You too. Shout out to Samurai. Yeah, I do. I think a lot of these parents are so used to just dropping their kids off at school, though, Yo, what's going on?
Take control of your
Hello?
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, what's good? This Jaye. This is Kiara.
Appreciate that, man.
This who?
This is Kiara Hargrove. I watch your YouTube channel a lot.
Okay, man. What's up?
Yeah, I'm a female, but I just think it's just really upsetting what's going on in this day and time. I'm only 22, but with the abortion laws and all of that, at first I wasn't really paying attention to that.
Okay.
I've been doing my own life, but it's just like now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, why are the Republicans and all of the rest of the party is so concerned about that when we have issues like gun control? Because children are getting killed for no reason, and then teachers it's just really sad. I just wanted to call in to let you know that.
Okay, well, I appreciate the call. Yeah, a lot of these teachers don't even care. Like, look how they acted a couple years ago with the CV-19 situation. Like, I think parents should
Right.
take more of an active role in their children's life. And I do think a lot of times I would prefer my children, if they're not going to be homeschooled, to be in a private school. Like, why not?
Right.
It's better than sending them to public school where they're going to be around teachers that don't care, and they're going to be around other students that
Right.
are not really invested. You know.
Right. That's a good point for real. But it was good talking with you, Jay. I love your channel. Good luck. God bless, and thanks for letting me come in and talk.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you for calling in
No
too. All right.
problem.
You have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Shout out to her, man. Appreciate her calling in. Oh. Yo, what's going on?
Hey, is this Jay the Black?
This Jay the Black, man. What's up with you?
Hey, what's good? My name is Darren. I'm from Toronto, Ontario. I
Okay.
got something to say about this. First off, my heart goes out to all the victims that's been killed, not just in Texas, but in Buffalo also. I want to put out that these young kids, it's obvious that they're being raised by social media and their spirits and all this. I mean, they're cowards, man. I mean, how are you gonna go to the grocery store and chill off some elderly old people who haven't done a goddamn thing? Sorry,
Right.
my language.
Right.
And you got this young 18-year-old kid who probably hates him or herself for the way they were born, and they decide, you know what? Forget it, screw it. I'm just gonna just destroy, throw my life away and just do all this, you know. I mean, this year, we live in this modern era. We live in a really messed up era with like not just with the Me Too movement, feminism, these new laws, the abortion laws, especially when you got that president, Joe Biden. He gave millions of dollars to the Asian community for their loss, and then not to mention he's giving money to Ukrainians and he's giving to Arabs. But it's like you can't even donate money for baby formula and stuff that's been missing. So it's like the president. It's like he doesn't give a shit about what goes on in the United States. They just care about making money and living it up, while most people are struggling. Or they,
that 40 billion could have went to securing these schools if they really wanted to do something, or making it to where it's almost impossible to get your hands on assault rifles and those types of weapons in America by having extra layers of security. You could do that, or training your police better.
That too. Like when you look at you look at those Black Lives Matter, the founder of the Black Lives Matter movement. I subscribe to Philip's channel, and he was talking about the Black Lives Matter movement thing, that they scammed everybody for this. Not everybody, but they used dead black men's name just to get money, and now they buy $1 billion mansion for I don't know what the heck. I mean, that money could have been used to help out your own community or something, you know. But then you go off and you scan these people just because, and then you live in a white neighborhood who probably like very racist and stuff, and you want to be away from your own people. Like that's a very messed up. That's really messed up, you know. Like when I saw the Buffalo shooting, I was shocked because I used to live in Buffalo. I used to live in Buffalo before. You know, it's a really messed up world that we live in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is, and it's only getting worse because everything is political now, and these children already cannot be children anymore. They're being propaganda, the propaganda, and just how the government either wants to raise your children or abort them. All right, so parents don't have say so anymore.
And that's right. Like especially like when you on November, Phil was talking about the Democrats saying this Democrat midterms. I wonder how it's going to turn out. I mean, who knows what's going to happen with all these laws they make in, with all the lies Democrat was given to black black people that, oh, we're going to give you a hate crime bill, George Floyd thing, but you're giving bills to the Asian community with the COVID thing. I mean, I got nothing against the Asians, you know, like it's just that
Right.
you're giving these other people these benefits, but what about the black Americans that are going through much, that fought, that did everything they can in this country, you know? I mean, everything that black people have done in this country,
Yeah.
and this is the things that they get, like, it's really messed up, you know? But I just wanted to just add that up. But keep doing your thing, keep up the good work, Jay, and I'll call you again.
All right, man. Thanks for the call, and I appreciate it, man.
Anytime. Be safe. Take care.
You too, man. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's so much. Appreciate the call. There's so much going on. But I think that, man, these males are just, these younger males, these Gen Z, millennials, they're a destroyed group of people, unfortunately, man. Just a destroyed group. A destroyed group. Like the stream people. And when you are destroyed, you know, you lash out and you think it's other people's fault. It's a lot of excuse making. We are a society of excuses and laziness and contempt and contemptness for anybody that has more than what we have. Right? And again, this is going to be a political issue come November. If you don't think it will, then a lot of you don't understand how politics in this country work. Now, I will say that from what I have seen recently in Washington, you know, a lot of these Democrats and Republicans have been losing their mind over this Russia situation with Ukraine. And that has opened my eyes to the fact that a lot of these people are not good leaders, man. They're not good leaders. Yo, what's going on?
Yo, Jay, what's going on? How you doing, man? This ain't give you a call.
I'm good, man. What's up, man?
Man, I just recently just heard on the news, that I guess hey, my heart goes out to the kids that lost their life today, and also for the ones who lost their life a week ago in Buffalo. But what I'm hearing is that this kid was 18 years old. He was recently like bullied in high school. So I'm like, okay, I get that, but to go to pop your grandma, then to go shoot up a bunch of elementary students. I'll be honest with you. Why don't you just give a smoke to the folks who were giving you shit in school instead of, you know what I'm saying, since a kid. Now,
right.
And then let's take the Buffalo thing. This dude puts on this long manifesto talking about, I think he was talking about like immigrants and replacement theory and all this. But in the meantime, he goes to an African American neighborhood in Buffalo and kills black folks.
Yep.
We're not the immigrants, right? I thought we were citizens. Ain't we citizens?
Yeah, that's why I said
You know
I think
so,
I think that manifesto that he wrote was BS. I think that he was trying to redirect. I think his goal was to, because I said he's a guy who has an inferiority complex, and he wanted to target black people.
Now, we got two different things. I will say this. I don't want to stay long.
All right.
What happened in Texas, just like, because I'm in Florida, originally from Tennessee, Mississippi.
Okay.
All these states down here, when it comes to firearms, we're a little bit more loose down here. And but New York is a whole different ball game. New York is as strict as it can be. And this guy drove 200 miles. So, you know, because I'm a gun nut myself. So my people was asking me about this. I said, well, he probably came from either Pennsylvania or Ohio, where they're a little bit more open.
Right.
But he just drove to New York. So the deal is, I know, because, you know, sometimes with these gun turns, sometimes they got to be kind of said, people, they kind of misinterpret how they say things. But I'm going to tell you what Texas is going to end up doing. Remember 4 years ago when dude down in the Miami area shot up that high school on Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
Okay, remember, because I stay in Florida now, he still haven't started trial for that. What happened is, what we do in the state of Florida, back then you can buy you had to be 21 to get handguns, any type of handgun.
Right.
But for long guns, which is rifles, whether they're semi-auto, bolt action, lever action, or shotguns, whether if it's pump action, semi-auto, brake action, you only had to be 18 to get a long gun.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened after that, they changed it to 21. I can see Texas doing that, but I don't see Texas doing anything more stiffer. That's definitely the one state that's not going to really make a lot of change.
No.
But like, because I understand, like, you know, it's cringe. I ain't gonna lie. I've heard you say it a couple of times and just don't say regular. The term that term assault rifle is kind of used kind of loosely and wrong. I'm not going to get into all of that full definition because I understand everybody likes to call like a rifle that AR style or
well,
AK
that's what they're saying
rifle.
it is in the news. You know, they plastering it everywhere.
Yeah, they gonna say they said it in the news.
Mm-hmm.
They said it in the news. You're right, Jay. But I'm gonna just say this, and for anybody that's listening, and if you don't believe me, go do the research yourself. It takes three things. It's three things that's gonna make it an assault rifle. Number one, it has to be magazine fed. Number two, it has to have select fire capabilities, and that means you can shoot it in semi-auto and fully auto or burst. And number three, it has to use an intermediate cartridge. Now the deal is these AR-15s and these AK style rifles and pistols you seeing out on the street, most of them are semi-auto only, so that takes away that. I know I'm getting a little bit too technical in the term. I know it's going to be somebody that hears what I'm saying. They'd be like, it doesn't really matter. Yes, it does kind of matter because that's what the politicians use on their verbiage. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I'm kind of deep in this gun thing, and I know a lot. And I'm gonna just close it like this. Really in most of the states, we're gonna basically take the South, right? Because once you get above Virginia, things kind of get more strict. All our states down here, you don't register anything when you buy. You buy like when you buy from a certified dealer. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna fill out a 4473 that does a background check.
Yep.
And we call them an FFL. And then that's not a registration. The only thing that we register down here are NFA items, which are like your short barrel rifles, short barrel shotguns, our silencers. Because I own all this stuff, so I know the process to go through the ATF when I get stuff registered. But like normal stuff like that, no. But like I said, I'm sorry for the ones that died. That's kind of crazy that this dude was bullied in high school and he goes shoot up some elementary school.
Yeah, elementary school.
I think he shoots his granny. I think he killed his grand. I mean, I don't know. Did he? I don't know. Oh,
yeah, he killed his
grandmother.
grandmother. I believe she was going to try to stop him from doing it, and that's why he killed her.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, I already see that the thing that's coming up now because on his social media he posted like 2 ARs he had.
Yep.
One of them is a Daniel Defense M411. Like I said, I know him when I see him, and I forgot what the other one was. But hey, it is what it is. I just like I said, I'm not surprised with this, but hey, go ahead. I ain't gonna hold you up too long. Thanks for having a late night show, and I just be listening to the rest of the callers.
All right, man. Well, thanks for the call, and appreciate it.
No problem.
All right. On the screen right now is what he posted, as you can see there, with the clip there. I'm trying to figure out how this broke high school motherfucker was able to get these. That's the question. Where did he get the money to get these? That's the question that they're probably trying to answer. How was he able to get? Did he have a job? You're live with Jay the Black. What's going on?
What's going on, Jay? My name is Robert.
What's good, Robert?
Man, I want to take a moment to kind of expose the school system a little bit.
Okay.
So I do work as a teacher. I'm trying not to hold you up too long. But one of the things, you're right about the kids. Today's kids, super antisocial. Most of them don't know how to make friends. Most of them don't know how to interact with other kids. Like the social aspect of the kids that you see today, it's so jacked up because all they know is dumb videos on TikTok. That's all they know.
Yeah.
And from the, leadership side, leadership is so afraid of the parents. It's not even funny, Jay. Like when you make the point about private school and public school, it's very true. In private school, you don't conform, they get rid of you. But in public school, there's so much bureaucracy because they're so scared of the parents, so they won't suspend kids. They won't expel kids. We've had kids beat up teachers, slash cars, and they're still in school. You know, it can't. We had kids. I taught sixth grade. We've got kids who can't read, like legit can't read. They made it all the way to sixth grade. And what they'll do is like, oh well, we'll just pass them, and next year they'll get it. They'll do better. And then as far as the parents, the parents treat schools like it's a county health clinic. You know, the teachers got to teach the kid etiquette, teach the kid math, teach the kid reading. We got to babysit the kid. We got to psychoanalyze the kid. We got to medicate the kid. We got to feed the kid. We got to get the kid snack. I mean, it's to the point where public school does so much for these kids that the parent really doesn't have to do anything but produce the kid.
Yeah. It's also like a daycare. You know, they send the kids there so they can go and do whatever they need to do.
We have so many single mothers, and again, I'm not trying to take a shot at any single mothers here, but in my experience, a lot of these single moms don't even work, especially the ones in the last couple of years. A lot of them spend all day on social media. That's how they're getting their money. They're getting their money on whatever they're doing on social media, and they come to school just wearing their outfits. I'll just leave it at that. And it's just like they just don't even care. I mean, but if I take that cell phone away, oh man, what's gonna break loose? They're gonna break down my door, curse me out. When you try to say, hey, your son can't do this, your son is doing that. Oh no, I had one parent tell me, you should be ashamed of yourself. Like, how dare you accuse my son? I slide for my son. Wow. And she's like, how dare you tell my son that you're gonna call both his mom and dad? Little black boys don't have daddies. Wow. So I mean, this is what you deal with. So when everybody in the chat and yourself, Jay, when y'all start seeing all these teachers resigning, it's really just like the system is just so against the teacher that it's to the point where like you got people like I don't even want to deal with it. So you have options to work somewhere else, or obviously there's a lot of women in teaching. So if their husbands earn pretty well, they're out the door.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to take a moment to say that.
Oh, okay, Robert. Well, I appreciate it though. All right, and thanks for calling in too. Okay.
All right, thanks, man. Thanks, man.
All right, man. Shout out to Robert to call in. Yeah, that's the question we need to answer, man. Guns, body armor. This stuff ain't cheap. These are not cheap guns. With the magazine clip. Where he get this weapon? Where he get these weapons from? Somebody in the chat say he worked at Wendy's. Man, he ain't getting this type of guns on no Wendy's salary. I don't care how big his tax return was. I don't care how big of a tax return he may have gotten. What do you call that? Can't think of it. They call it the stipend check from the government. Like, how he can pay for these guns? Where he get these guns from? Did he save up to get these guns? He had a full-time job. He dropped out. And these are not, listen, if any 18-year-old is looking to buy 2 guns like this, you should be very interested as to why. And you shouldn't, stimulus. The stimulus check. I couldn't even think of it. It was a stimulus check. I was about to say PPP. I kept thinking PPP loan, PPP loan. I was thinking PPP loan. I was like, nah, I don't think he got no PPP loan. What if we find out this guy had a PPP loan and he bought these guns with a PPP loan? Like, did he save up for this? These are not cheap guns. And he only 18. listen, no guy that looks like this talking about let me get to AR. I'm like, AR what? Oh no, sir. Bring your father. I need to talk to your father before I try to sell you anything. You're live with Jada Black. What's going on?
Yeah, what's up with you, Jay Black? This is your boy T. And I just want to point out this, look, if this dude or any of these so-called mass murderous shooters whose name was Habib screaming Allah, they would have been done something about this a long time ago. But this is a bunch of white boys doing it. They don't feel like they want to do nothing.
Yeah, and the guy, the Buffalo shooter, he was a coward. He wanted to go to jail. He didn't want to lose his life, and that's what you notice with these white shooters. They're like, oh no, I'm tough until they ready to take my life, and I'm like, I give in, I give up, I go to jail.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, I think that dude probably got funded or them hand-me-downs and shit with them armor, body armor, as you were saying, because it ain't like you can just walk into pro sport and say, hey, let me get a whole body armor suit. You feel me?
Yeah, because a lot of times you have to buy that stuff because they don't have that in stock where you live, so you have to literally buy that stuff from other places, and it's like it takes a lot of planning and money. So I don't think these guys are just lone, like they try to make every shooter seem like they're lone. I don't know about that.
No, I feel you. But like I say though, man, look, if his name was Habib or, like one of those Taliban people, they would have been done something about these school shootings and mass murders and stuff. But, all of it was a bunch of black niggas doing it. You feel my bad, but it was a bunch of black folks doing it, or some so-called gangbangers or whatever. They would have been done something about it a long time ago. You feel me?
Yeah.
But that's what I really want to say though. Put that out in the you know what I'm saying? Atmosphere, you feel me?
All right, man. Appreciate the call, though. All right.
Yeah, no problem, dude.
All right, man. Shout out to them. Yeah, man. That's what's going on. I don't know if gun laws are gonna really change anything. This ant who caught earlier in the AR on the left. At least 1,500, and the optic is an EO Tech 552. That's 600. So that's about 2,100 for just the one on the left. Really? So you saying at least one is like 1,500? So where he get this money from? Did he get a PPP loan? I know that Wendy's salary didn't do it, man. Unless he just was saving for months. Say the pawn shop. So he could have got these guns at a pawn shop. Now I haven't been to a Texas pawn shop. I'm pretty sure they got tons of all types of guns in there. But some of these gun stores, especially, they do background checks. They go through. I know here, I mean, you're gonna have to go through a background check, and they're gonna get all type of information on you before they let you get a gun, and they're gonna make everyone traceable. So those are probably used ARs. He probably did steal. He could have stole the money. Probably stole his grandmother's money, grandmother's check. Grandmother probably get a couple of checks every month. He might have been selling weed. We don't know, So that's gonna be the major question, man. How was he able to get these guns? How was he able to pay for them? Did he have to fill out any paperwork, or was there somebody with a bunch of guns just trying to sell them off? These guns could have committed crimes, and somebody they were hot, and somebody probably was trying to sell them as cheaply as they can. I would not be surprised these guns have been used in a crime before, and somebody tried to sell them off as quickly as possible. And they was able to find this lunatic. Would not be surprised this guy probably was stealing his grandmother's money. But all I got to say is, to this, because I don't want the stream to be too long because it's already 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm glad y'all are here with me 2 o'clock in the morning, But I couldn't sleep thinking about this because you had the situation in Buffalo. That was still on my mind. But then this situation happens, and the more the day goes on, the more it's weighing on you. So you gotta say something about this because children are involved. Whenever children are involved, I'm not saying that one is more than the other. When children are involved, you gotta, especially as many lost their life. These children are the future of their families and communities, and they're gone just like that due to some lunatic that was able to buy a couple of rifles. I think the best they can do right now is make it stricter, and make the guns traceable. And any untraceable weapons, like what California's trying to do, I can see what California's trying to do, and make that illegal. Yo, what's going on?
Yo, Jay, hey, one last time I would just leave you alone because I just heard you read my comment. When you asked that, when I pointed out some prices and I saw some other comments, that particular one is the one I told you about when I called earlier. And I'm seeing people say you can get them off the street. You're not getting that type of AR off the street.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if you can get them off no street now.
That particular setup, the man had an EOTech 5.52. Trust me, I know my shit. You're not getting that. You're not getting no Daily Defense DD M47 off the street. Don't let nobody fool you.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if you get these
off the street.
Yeah.
Nah. A Daily Defense DD M47 is $1,500. That's the lowest. And with these prices going up due to the COVID, they normally going around $1,800. But the EOTech 5.52 is almost running $600. Right, and that's getting on sale. So where did he get the money from? I don't know. I'm seeing comments saying, "Oh, he could have got this off the street." You're not getting EOTech 5.52s off the street. I'm sorry. You can get your little piece of shit AR. You get your little Dracos and shit off the street. But that one he got on the left, he got that from a legit FFL. Now, how did he get it? I don't know. Plus with the EOTech, that's like that one on the left, because I had to look at it several times and make sure it was a real EOTech or a Chinese knockoff. Because they say a Chinese knockoff, but that's a legit EOTech 5.52. That one running close to $600. Wow. You know what I'm saying? I see a little comments. Oh, you get that off the street? Nah, not that particular AR. The one on the left, hell no. The one on the right, yeah, but the one on the left, you ain't finding that shit on no street. I'll just call you back, just let you know that.
Okay, I appreciate it. I appreciate the insight.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. He wanted to come in and clear that up. Jado says there are stories of previous military dudes who stole army weapons. What, stealing the army weapons to resell them? Are they reselling them? Because I could see that, but I mean, it's not going to be a lot of those guys that are able to do that because they'll probably get caught. So these are military type guns. It look like military weapons. So it could be cartel guns because they are at the border, right? This is a border town. So it being a border town, those weapons could get over the border. Now, because of, these illegals flooding into this country, I mean, we could have people bringing weapons over and selling them. We could have that. Right? We could have that going on. Because that's my thing, man, because you get these weapons. But yeah, they could have been brought over the border. Border Patrol officer took down this POS and was wounded. He didn't wait for backup. close to a border town, like an hour and a half hours away. Man, these guns could have been smuggled. It could have been like smuggled into the country. It could have, but he'd have to have a connect. Like, who was his connect? Like, did he go asking around? Did he go on? Did he go on Craigslist? Like, that's the thing. Like, we got to figure out, did he have a connect? Like, what is his connect? I mean, he's 18-year-old high school dropout that works at Wendy's. Like, who would be his connect to know? Like, let's say hypothetically, let's say he went to one of these illegals and got these guns. He'd still have to have money. They're not going to give it to him for free. And they're not going to give him them guns for cheap. So he's still going to have to pay a nice price, a nice amount for them. In his manifesto, the Buffalo shooter said he has many connections to the people who are actively in the military. That could be true. That could be true. Mm-hmm. But I mean, we're gonna know more, cause see, we don't know everything now. That's how, in a day or two we'll probably know the full story. Maybe. Yeah, but Jay though, yeah, the black community, but this guy wasn't in the black community. We ain't in the black community. With this is the Latino community, man. I'm talking about how he can get it from them. Yeah, I don't think you have to be in the military to know guns. There are plenty of people I see that are well versed in guns, never did a day in the military. You got all these gun enthusiasts out here, never spent a day in the military. Come on now. I mean, listen, we don't know. We're theorizing. I'm theorizing about how he got the gun. I don't know how he got the guns. With the clip, with the clips. But we know he spent some money. He didn't get them for free, so we know he spent money to get them. But it's like, how would he know where to get it? That's the thing. How would he know? That's where we at. You got to have a connect, because dudes ain't just going around saying, "Hey, I got them rifles, man. I got them pistols too, with extended clips and ammunition." Like, you got to know somebody, man. I mean, maybe they are advertising, because again, this is out in Southern Texas, so maybe people are going around saying, "Hey, I got guns. Maybe they putting up ads on Facebook and, again, Craigslist, some of these other places, and that's how they're getting people. But that can also be very dangerous, because you can get your ass arrested too. Unless it's your business. But I mean, And just by looking at this dude's pictures, I don't think he's in these streets like that, man. I mean, look at this guy. Does he strike you as the type of guy that be in these streets? Does this guy strike you as a type of guy that's out here, that has street cred? What street cred does this guy have? This guy does not have. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But I don't know how much street cred this guy has, but maybe he has a little bit that we don't know about. Okay. But from the activity that I've seen, some of these photos, I don't know if he has street credibility like that. But we trying to figure out he out here in these streets, man. We trying to figure out how much in the streets is this guy, man. Imagine if this dude is in a gang, man. What if we find out this dude is connected, like gang affiliated, man? You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong. Listen, you know, y'all. Some of y'all will say Young Thug ain't gangster, but obviously he getting busy out here. Not himself, but he has people with him allegedly getting busy. But I mean, come on, man. I mean, he can still do illegal stuff, but I'm saying like to be out here in these streets, you know, I don't know. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I appreciate y'all being here, man. It's late. We've discussed, you know, a lot of different things. I appreciate the callers. All right. I appreciate y'all being here. Hopefully we can prevent these from happening more. Instead of spending $40 billion in a foreign country in a losing war, who's going to get their country disintegrated, no, it's going to get their country divided up between Russia and possibly Poland. You know, watch out for Poland. Poland will be the next one that's going to be there. But instead of sending $40 billion and all these weapons to a country that's losing their war, why don't we spend that money here and focus on the infrastructure and focus on, you know, protecting the youngins, like these people are saying that they care about the youngins, right? You know, you don't care about aborting them anymore, right? You care about them, right? No, they can't fight. Listen, let me tell you something. Jado brings up a good point. A lot of these dudes can't fight no more. They can't. All they can do is shoot. I remember when you were mad at somebody, you would fight them. Now, you do got dudes that will jump you, right? Especially if you're in an area where it's them versus you. But people would handle it by fighting, using their fists, right? Or feet. But now these guys don't want to fight no more, man. This is how scary these guys are. They're scared to lose a fight. Or if they lose a fight, they'll still take your life. I believe there was a rapper in Chicago who beat this dude up. The dude shot him when he walked away. He shot him because he didn't like the fact that people were clowning him for losing that fight. But that's the point. You fought, which means you stood up for yourself. But these guys are willing to risk their freedom so they don't take an L. You're going to take an L when you go behind bars for the rest of your life. So I'd rather take an L in a fight than end up behind bars or end up putting my life at risk due to retaliation. These dudes don't want to fight no more. They scary. They scary. There are dudes that fought, will get their ass whooped, move on. Oh, well, at least I stood up for myself. That's what counted. But now, because they grew up in social media and they don't want to get caught on video, getting smacked around, they like, you're not going to beat me up. So they walk around with a gun. And the unfortunate thing is the men that believe in fighting are the ones who end up losing their life. The ones that believe in taking care of things with your fists, because you know why? Because you live to see another day. The other person lived to see another day, unless you go too far and beat them, to a pulp. But, you handle your business. That's why I say if you have anger issues or you have, certain issues from your past, why don't you get into boxing? Why don't you get into MMA or get into weightlifting? You're right. Because I know there are weightlifters who've had issues. They get into that to sort of relieve a lot of the issues and stress and things they've dealt with. Why don't you get into that? instead of picking up a gun, because that's not going to end well for you. Actually, because in jail you will have to fight, even if you have a shank. You still gonna have to listen. If you go to jail, you definitely gonna have to fight. So you shooting somebody, like, you gonna have to fight when you get to jail. I don't know, man. Yeah, like the quote from Pops, right? Like the quote from Pops, man. You live to fight another day. That's what it's about. You know. Wow. If I had a pop. Well, it's a good thing you didn't do that, JR. Because, some people they want you to react that way, to give them a show or to test you. The thing is about, right, Jado? Right, Paris? Put the anger into productivity. A lot of these people are walking dead. A lot of these people are dead inside. They love to start shit with other people and try to pick at you and try to get you to come out of your character. But that's what we are in society, man. You got a bunch of weak people who try to prey on other people. Now, if you end up using a gun because you feel like your life is in danger, that's a whole different start. Like, I made a video about the guy that got robbed, that almost got a female tried to set him up, right? Because he was at a friend's house, I think he was in town visiting, and the female was trying to set him up, right? The female was in front and the dudes were walking behind her slowly. And and apparently he must have seen the dudes walking up to the step, because it was at night. I guess walking up to the door, and I guess they must have pulled out their gun. He pulled out his, and he started shooting. And guess who lost their life? The female did, the one that was trying to set him up, because she knew this dude from out of town, and because she was standing right in the middle, she lost her life. The rest of them ran. They left her to die. And you know why that guy used a gun? Because he was in fear of his life. That wasn't a fight situation. That was a you gonna have to defend yourself by any means necessary situation. Because it was either him or them. And the person that was most responsible lost their life. That's the ironic thing. You try to set somebody up and you end up losing your life. And no one cares. Maybe her family does, but no one else does. You see what happens? That's a situation that is self-defense. That is self-defense. When somebody's trying to arm rob you, you gotta defend yourself by any means, man. Guns are meant to be defensive, not offensive. That's when you use a gun in a situation where you are in fear of your life. When you are in fear of your life, you feel like you have to pull that gun out. That's what you're gonna do. Especially if somebody trying to set you up. You gotta do what you gotta do. Salute to everybody. Make sure y'all like the stream. It's 2-something in the morning. I don't even feel like tired, even though I've done the stream less than 2 hours. Well, yeah, man, take care of yourself out there, man. There's a lot of demon energy out here. I'm going to take it to video games real quick, right? Y'all know The Witcher, right? The Witcher 3. And they have, like, the Wild Hunt was, like, the main storyline, right? And the Wild Hunt, it was basically being blamed for why there was so much bloodshed, right? There was so much bloodshed. You had all these armies fighting each other, killing each other. You had these civilians losing their life, and it was because of the wild hunt, right? You look at what's going on now, right? All these countries engaging in war, economic war, spiritual war, physical war, and people are losing their minds. And it's like, why is everything going to shit? It just seemed like yesterday we had, peace, but now we're all in war. We're all, people are starving. People can't even get baby formula. Young men are losing their life over there in Ukraine. Right? People are having to leave their home country and go elsewhere. Because there's like a lot of demon energy out here. And it seemed like it wasn't like this just a couple of years ago, right before the CV. And then everything just went bad. It went bad. Almost as if it was foretold, Well, it is becoming like the purge almost with these riots and the media protecting the people that riot. It's almost like, yes, go and purge. Go and purge. Go and purge those small black businesses, right? We are in very dangerous times, and I hope y'all take care of yourself and the people around you. And people can say whatever they want about Christianity, but if you look at what's going on nowadays, you look at the stories of Sodom and Gomorrah, you look at the stories of Revelations, it is mirroring a lot of the things that we see going on nowadays. It really does. Now, stuff like what happened today can put people's faith in question, but you got to understand that so much suffering went on in the Bible. So much suffering. Even the people that believed suffered. There's no religion without suffering. There's no belief without suffering, unfortunately. But we have to look at what is the outcome? What could be the outcome? What's the reasoning? The imbalance that we have. And they don't want you to have guns. Why is that? Why don't they want people to protect themselves? And we absolutely should. We absolutely should. Because right now, the people in this country is more concerned about what's going on overseas. They're more concerned with trying to humble everybody in the world instead of their own people. So, hope y'all doing good, man. I appreciate y'all being here. Like the stream. This was a very sad situation. We've had 2 back-to-back bad situations in Buffalo and here. Both of them are bad, man. But what happened in Texas today was terrible because you got children involved. Children that were just being kids. Children have no care in the world. They don't. Children live carefree. They don't have to pay bills. They don't have to worry about the stresses that adults do. And look at what we do in society. We are programming children to be adults, to make adult decisions. You got D. Wade's son talking about how he was allowed to pick his gender when he was 3. What? Excuse me? You don't understand gender when you're 3 years old unless it's taught to you. You don't understand what gender and sexuality is unless it's taught to you. How would a 3-year-old know that? How would a 3-year-old know that? That's how unbelievably crazy this society is getting. And they want the children to suffer. They don't want the children to live carefree lives. They don't want the children to be children. They want the children to suffer. I hope people understand that. They want the children to suffer. And they want the adults to watch the suffering because adults knew what it was like to live carefree lives. And they want to program these, people of today that nothing is wrong with trying to make your son your daughter. Give them certain types of supplements to make sure that that young man becomes a young woman. This is why we have to push back on the programming in our society, or we're going to have more of these confused males like this in our society. We're going to have more confused males like this as time go on if we allow this programming, this wokeism to continue to permeate. I appreciate y'all being here. Shout out to everybody that's here, like the stream. Shout out to the moderators and the channel members and the patrons, everybody that supports, that shares the content. Make sure y'all like stream, and also, take care of yourself out here, man. The world's becoming a crazy place, man. The decline is real. And make sure that you are able to get yourself together, man. That's what I would say. All right. I see y'all in the next one. Y'all take care and have a good night, early morning. I'll see y'all on the next live stream.